Oh, here we go. On to the good stuff. 2017 has seen its share of amazing films. Absolutely amazing films. Some of the best films ever came out this year. And so, without further ado, I would love to share my top picks of the best, the creme de la creme, the top of the crop of this year's releases. This is my top 10 best movies of 2017. So, as I have mentioned before, I do not usually partake in horror movies. Mostly because most horror movies, it seems these days, are just bland things with some stupid jump scares. But Jigsaw is the opposite side of the spectrum. It's the sort of horror movie I don't go to watch because I know it will scare the living crap out of me. And I was right. I went into Jigsaw and it scared the living crap out of me. Full disclosure, I've never watched any of the Saw movies before. I came in with bare minimum background knowledge of the series into this, and the thing had me just sitting at the edge of my seat from beginning to end. No, not at the edge of my seat. It had me backed off into the very back of my seat, hiding my face, being terrified, my heart racing like a, I don't know, like a racehorse. Well, racing like a winning racehorse the entire time, and at the same time, it delivered the both the chills and the thrills because there was interwoven within the whole horror thing a mystery. So this is mystery horror, and it was amazing. I mean, a lot of people talking about this movie talk about how they've seen this sort of thing, at least 7, 8 times before. Me, no, first time, and I was hooked. I mean, I don't know if I can survive watching it again because I had to literally sit there after the movie and just cool down, just let my heart slow down to a normal beat because it just literally got me that much. But at the same time, it's undeniably that this movie is amazing, is absolutely amazing. It was amazing beginning to end, and it had its fair share of surprises as well. And yeah, surprises kind of were just as good as the scares, and the scares weren't your typical jump scares. It was actual. I call it surgical horror. I was always squeamish about that sort of thing, and yeah, yeah, no. If you love horror movies, check it out. If even if you don't, get someone who can hug you the entire time, who can hold you and tell you everything's alright, and still check it out because this was amazing and it's totally worth everybody's time. Hallelujah! This must be a miracle! Because here we have a book adaptation that doesn't just not suck, finally, that does follow the material as closely as, I mean, a movie like this is allowed to, I suppose. I mean, it does actually very closely follow material. It just adds to it. It doesn't skip anything. It adds and modifies things and shifts things around. But not only did it not suck, I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved Murder on the Orient Express. I love the book. I love Agatha Christie's books. I love all of her stories, both involving Miss Marple and Poirot and other characters. My favorite bit of stories that I actually need to find are involving a character called Harlequin. Cool thing. Google it. Google it. Agatha Christie, Harlequin, and oh, mwah. Anyway, back to the movie. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Again, was hooked from beginning to end. Going into this, I haven't read the book for ages, so I did not exactly remember what the twist was. And as I was watching it, I was slowly coming across the clues as they were coming across clues, and then it just hit me. I was like, oh wow, I remember the twist. Oh, it's amazing. And I was waiting. You know when you wait for that moment, that key moment that changes everything. Oh, I was at the edge of my seat. I was just grabbing my girlfriend on one side, my friend on the other side. And I was going, this is it. This is it. Yeah. Oh, loved it. That being said, though, they did over dramatize it a bit. They added a couple of little side notes, effectively, to the plot, which didn't do really much. They just added that bit of more of gravitas, I suppose, a bit of cinematic feel to it, a bit more of I don't know, drama, I suppose. Yeah, but and towards the end, it just got up to ridiculous levels, just absolutely ridiculous levels. But no matter how ridiculous the over dramatization got, I still loved every bit of it. That's the fun part. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Again, a book adaptation that I love. And I've been swearing off book adaptations for years. The only worthy book adaptations, book to movie adaptations, in my opinion, to this day, are the Lord of the Rings movies. That's it. Now it could be the Lord of the Rings movies and Murder on the Orient Express. Cool. Do you love crying and catchy music? Well then, Coco is perfect for you. Yep, Pixar does it again. Because Pixar, as always, knows how to pull our heartstrings in a way that doesn't just leave us blubbering emotional messes by the end of their film, it has us thanking them for it. Wow, Pixar, thank you for letting us feel all of these emotions. Wow, I mean seriously, this movie delivers. This movie delivers in the art department. It looks gorgeous. Every frame of it looks gorgeous. It delivers in the sound department because all of the songs are catchy as all hell, and you just want to sing along with them, and then afterwards you just want to get the soundtrack and just sing along to that and everything. And it delivers in the message. The family dream balance message. Yeah, it's an interesting one because it's sort of, we don't see much of that. I mean, I don't remember seeing this in recent memory, but it's a message of that family is the most important thing in your life, but following your dreams is equally as important, and that the two don't have to be mutually exclusive, no matter what anyone says. You know, you don't have to choose one or the other. You can have both. Strive to have both, I suppose. I mean, yeah, it's a good message to have. It's love your family, but follow your dreams too. You know, you think about you as well. Think about them, but think about you. You know? Sure, they need to get what they need, but you also need to get what you need. I love that. I honestly love that. It's a really good message to have. It's a good message to grow up with. Because a lot of times family does get in the way of following one's dreams. With good intentions. They get in the way with good intentions, but, you know, what's the saying? The way to hell is paved with good intentions. Yeah, so I absolutely loved it. And again, by the end of it, I was a blubbering emotional mess because it just, when it pulls hard, man. But I really recommend checking it out. It is good for immersion as well into another culture we don't see much explored in Western film. The whole Mexican culture with the Day of the Dead. I don't remember the actual name. Something muertos. I can look it up, but honestly, I'm at a bit of a time limit for these, so I won't at the moment. But I'll look it up later, and I'll probably say, that's what it's called. So check it out, definitely. Watch it, love it, cry your heart out. Continuing the trend of having the best soundtrack in the galaxy are the Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. Yes, the great big gang of misfits is back again with more adventures and more fun and more emotions than you can throw a stick at, or frowny face from an entire planet's side's face. Yeah, that literally meant nothing. Don't read too much into it. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, or Guardians of the Galaxy 2, or Guardians 2, I'm gonna go with Guardians 2 from now on. Guardians 2 is absolutely amazing. It's just as good as the first one. I wouldn't say it's better. I would say it's just as good as the first one. And it delivers on a slightly different angle, because after an initial kind of familiar-ish setup of things, it diverges into some unexpected places, really, exploring some unexpected depths in characters you would least expect it from. Just a lot of unexpectedness, and I love it, and it's great. Every moment of this movie is great. It delivers the laughs, it delivers the cries. Well, yeah, it delivers the near cries, I should say. It delivers the laughs, the tears, the action. It delivers just the thrill of everything. It makes you really feel like you are roaming the galaxy, listening again to the best soundtrack in the galaxy and having a blast, while also dealing with some deep-seated emotional issues that have to come forth eventually. But it's healthy, so to keep it out in the open, to vent it out, to get it dealt with. Very, very healthy that way. And yeah, just watch it. Watch it, love it, dance with it, take it out to dinner, nothing too fancy, and just have a great time with it, because I certainly did, and I will again when I watch it again, and again, and again, and again, and okay, now this is how you reboot a character. Take notes, Sony. Take notes. Yeah, honestly, I am extremely happy with how good Spider-Man Homecoming turned out to be. Expectations were skyrocketing for this film. Ever since Spidey's appearance in Civil War, people have been waiting with bated breaths for his solo movie to arrive, for the character to finally come to his own, to finally come home. Hence the name, Homecoming. Wow, yeah, Spider-Man finally coming home. Yay! Yes, but of course, with a lot of expectations and excitement comes a lot of fears. What if they fuck it up? Again, But then again, this is Marvel we're talking about. Marvel, the good grandpappy, of superhero comics and movies, apparently, and the forefront leader of superhero movies at this point. I mean, they're an unstoppable multimedia, not multimedia, I suppose, they're an unstoppable cinematic juggernaut at this point. Seriously, and this movie proves it. It's kind of a much smaller movie, again, much smaller in terms of scope, in terms of the actual sort of what the stakes are, I suppose. There is, of course, the bigger picture going on than we know kind of thing, sort of hinted at, but at the same time, it is a much more personal story. It's about Peter, Spidey, coming to his own. In this continuity, he hasn't been Spider-Man for that long. Hell, he got the amazing suit that Tony built him only just then, just now. So he's still learning on the job. But at the same time, he feels, since the whole Civil War involvement, that he's ready for more. And he's like, it's like a regular teenager. He's not quite a kid anymore, but he's not quite an adult yet. But he feels like he should be given more to do, like an adult. But at the same time, the realization doesn't sink in that, he's not an adult. He can't handle adult stuff just yet. He has to ease into it. And yeah, in that respect, this is a story about growing up. growing and maturing and coming into your own, told through a classic Spidey versus a Spidey villain story, with Iron Man popping up every now and then. So yeah, love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. It is the best Spider movie to come since Spider-Man 2. It is one of my favorite movies ever. It's one of my favorite movies this year. It is probably the best version. No, not probably. It is definitely the best version of both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. That's the thing. It's the best. It's the best. And the reason that it is because it takes a nice step back from all the world-saving excitement, or the big hero versus hero excitement, and just focuses down. It focuses down on what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man, and it works. And again, I love it. So go, get it, watch it, love it, and definitely stay, or definitely, if you're watching at home, skip to the end of the credits. It is probably the funniest post-credit scene they've done since ever. Howdy, partner. What if I told y'all that one of the best movies this year is in Redneck Ocean's 11, where they try to rob a motor speedway? Y'all would call me crazy, right? But no, seriously, guys, Logan's Lucky has been one of the biggest surprises of this year. I came into this movie expecting a decent comedy. I mean, immediately picking interest, and the thing they kind of played upon is that it's directed by the same guy who brought us Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, and Ocean's 13. All three of which I love, all three of which are great. And a redneck sort of like South whatever Texasian version of that, with Channing Tatum and Kylo Ren. I don't know the actor's name, but with Magic Mike and Kylo Ren trying to rob a motor speedway. Yeah, I was like, I'm going in. I don't care if it sucks. I'm gonna watch it. And suck, it definitely did not. It was honestly one of the funniest and surprisingly, shockingly smartest movie of the year. It's funny. It really is funny and amazing at the same time how smart this movie is, and at the same time how this movie handles the fact that its characters are smarter than they let on. Sort of, it sort of plays up this stereotype, but also subverts the stereotype at the same time. It's brilliant. It's amazing, and I watch it, love it. If you love the Ocean's 11 movies, watch it. Even if you don't, watch it, because you will love every moment of it, and you will laugh your head off. You will have your head spinning at certain things that they reveal, at certain things that they do, and at the same time you'll be laughing your head off. And did I forget? Redneck bomb expert Daniel Craig. Do I need to say more? Go get it, watch it, love it. Love you, baby. Little known fact, Batman actually has 9 abs. Oh my god. Wow. I absolutely loved the Lego Batman movie. I absolutely loved it. It is probably, I think I've been saying this about what seems like a lot of movies now, but it is probably one of the best Batman movies ever. It encompasses everything that is Batman. It celebrates and satirizes everything that is Batman, and then it celebrates and satirizes everything that is just pop culture. I mean, wow. Talk about, having your cake and eating it too, and then ordering another one and eating that, and then ordering one more and then sharing it with all your friends because you already had 2 and you just want to share the love with all your friends, and you again because everybody loved it so much and you just want to share more. And it's just, yeah, this movie is a gift that keeps on giving. It is chock full of Easter eggs, chock full of references to some of the most obscure, some of the most even impossible sounding Batman things, and yet every single one of them is totally true. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it also is its own thing. I mean, the theme here is, I guess, well, I don't know. It is a mix of things. It is about family. It is about accepting family. It is about growing, maturing as well. It's also about sort of accepting your own flaws, and kind of living with your own flaws, sort of thing. And well, in that respect, it really touches a nice sort of soft spot. Um, I don't even know. It's just um hmm hmm. I'm just trying to think about all the good things to say about the movie, and the only thing I can really think of is that it's Lego, and it's Batman. What else do you need to know? Back in Black, baby. Wonder Woman is amazing. Oh yeah, boy. I love how amazing Wonder Woman is. I love it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it didn't just turn out good. Didn't just turn out great. It turned out absolutely amazing. It is wow. I mean, wow. Wonder Woman, finally getting a live action feature. Wow, finally a female led superhero film. Even though we technically kind of had those before, but none of that mattered. This one matters. In this day and age, it matters. Yeah, Wonder Woman, woo! One of the first, if not the first, female superhero ever. So, wow, milestone, right? And of course, Warner Brothers wanted to prove that their DCU was not a complete total waste with one sort of last hurrah. And this is, as last hurrahs go, this is amazing. This is as high as DC live action films will reach for a long time, will try to reach for a long time, and probably fail. But honestly, if WB puts out a movie that's half as good as this, they're set. If they keep putting out movies that are even a shadow of this film, they would be set. So, which is funny because on the surface, when you look at it, the film is actually a stock standard formula. A character is taken out of her usual depth. It's a fish out of water story, right? Because Diana grew up an Amazon, grew up with a certain set of beliefs, with a certain set of ideals and ideas about the world, about the universe and everything. Then comes Steve Trevor, and he says, "Hey girlie, this is the real world. This is how it is. Like it or not, take it or leave it. It will be like this. You can't really change it." Diana, of course, being Diana, being Wonder Woman, goes out and tries to change it. And in the process learns that truth is always a lot more complicated. That people are always more complicated. That the world is a lot more complicated than, one even might begin to think. There's many shades of grey here. Pretty sure more than 50. Haha. Yeah, and on every note it delivers. The only point I guess it kind of stumbles at is that it does still fall into a bit of a trap of the kind of, I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but I'm gonna go into it, into the final big third act battle. It's pretty much a cliche at this point, and it falls into this cliche hard. But the thing is, though, it still makes it look good, and they still try to deliver a message, and it's kind of the same message as been permeating the entire movie, and it still works. Tried cliche as it still works. The rest of the movie more than makes up for it. the character of Wonder Woman, the character of Diana Prince, the Gal Gadot's character, more than makes up for it. Chris Pratt? Is it Chris Pratt or Chris whichever? Steve Trevor, you know. Um, his character as well makes up for it. The two of them, the chemistry between the two of them, to die for, to die for. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into it because this is the kind of movie where I want to go into nitty gritty and discuss every little tiny bit of it because I love every little tiny bit of it. But trust me when I say this is the best that Warner Brothers will have put out for years to come. Get it, watch it, love it, and just hold it close to your heart. If someone were to tell me last year that number 2 pick for top movies of the year for this year for me would be an animated flick about a ballerina, I would call them insane in the membrane. But of course I would have to find that person now and apologize because yeah, number 2 pick for my best movies of the year for this year for me is an animated flick about a ballerina, which is funny to kind of discuss. It leads to a funny point in terms of discussing the title of this because here down under we do know it as ballerina. This is what the movie is called down here, but apparently in America and some other countries it is actually called Leap, which sounds weird at first, except that one of the big main things that happens in the movie, one of the things that inspires, or the thing that inspires our young heroine Felicie to become a ballerina is this move called grand jeté, and it effectively is a giant leap, a giant gorgeous sort of high in the air leap. And yeah, watching it, someone who's watching it would be completely mesmerized and probably inspired by it, and someone who aspires to be a dancer and yet doesn't know which direction to go with that dream and sees that, of course they'll be, wow, I want to be a ballerina. And yeah, and this is a story about a young orphan named Felicie who tries to be just that. Not only that though, no, this gets better. The ballet in question that she tries to get into is none other than Nutcracker. Yeah, it's that kind of movie. And I mean, the time setting for it, let's just put it this way: the Statue of Liberty wasn't even shipped to America yet. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's a fun movie. It's a really fun movie. It's a gorgeous movie. Honestly, it's gorgeous. The only gripe about the art style, though, is that for some reason the way the faces are animated and look on people kind of clashes with the rest of, well, everything. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me or whatever, but for some reason it's one of the distracting elements. But you get used to it, and after that everything is gorgeous and amazing. And yeah, and it is again a kids movie, and not just that, it's a kids movie with a nice message of the fact that you have to put in the effort, the time and the effort in order to reach your dreams, your goals. Your dreams and your goals don't just come to you. You have to reach for them. You have to strive for them. You have to, do the hard work, put in the hours. And that's exactly what the character does. And it's amazing, and it's very inspiring, and it's a very good message to have for kids. And it's just an entertaining movie for everyone. This is the kind of movie that will entertain everybody. It's a great family flick. It's fun for the whole family. I can keep on gushing about it, or I can just say, get it, love it, and don't break your necks trying to copy that grand jeté. Okay? Nature made me a freak. Man made me a weapon. And God made it last too long. Wow. 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 Talk about a grand exit. Um, for what? For nearly 2 decades. For nearly 2 decades, Hugh Jackman has been the Wolverine, and we all knew that this would be his last hurrah before riding off into the sunset, and abandoning us poor X-mites or X-Men fans, forever. But wow. Um, yeah, talk about delivering the feels, the thrills, and the kills. Yeah, the feels, the thrills, the kills. This movie has everything in abundance. It because it is not your typical X-Men movie. It it kind of right off the bat lets you know that it's not an X-Men movie. It is an X-Men movie. It's an X-Men timeline somewhere far, far in the future. The which timeline, you know, who cares, right? But far, far in the future, and Logan is down to his lowest. He's like the last one left. He's like the last mammoth of sorts. Just waiting for his time because his own herd has been long gone, and with him, there's only the aging, dying, ailing Xavier and Caliban, the mutant sniffing guy, the guy sniffs out mutants, and together they, salvage together a measly existence, just literally waiting for that clock to tick down the final hours, which for Logan, personally, has been a very long time. It is kind of depressing, but also really intriguing to see the character like this. It hits you where you wouldn't expect it to hit you. To see your hero kind of sink to these lows. But at the same time, it shows that despite everything, he still is the same Logan that we came to know and love. It's buried. The Logan we know is buried down beneath all the crap, all the decades of crap that he has gone through. Yeah. Um, so this is an interesting film in many respects. It is Hugh Jackman's last film, and at the same time, it is bringing in some fresh new blood in the form of the what probably might soon be the New Mutants, maybe, who knows, and of course X-23 herself, Laura Kinney, and the girl playing her is I don't know, where did they find her? She's perfect. She is perfect. She feels like she's been born for the role. There's like Hugh himself feels like, well, now probably, back then I don't know, but now it feels like has been born to play Wolverine. She looks like she's been born to play X-23. I mean, we'll see if Fox, Disney, or whoever, yeah, ever since Fox has been finally, you know, absorbed into the Disney conglomerate, we'll see what they actually do with that character. But I hope they do. I hope they keep the actor on retainer, on sort of backbench, until they decide to do something with her, either her own solo movie or like a New Mutants movie involving her, or follow the comics route, make her and assume the mental Wolverine, have her movie, her own movie, or her movie with her team, where she sort of starts off as just Lord X-23 and then slowly gets into the role as the new Wolverine. It would be amazing. But back to the movie itself. Yeah. Logan is pretty much at the end of this rope. Charles Xavier is at the end of this rope, and at the end of that rope, they drop this bit of baggage and fear and rage that is Laura. A mutant clone, a technically imperfect mutant clone of Wolverine. And they have to they have to come up with a plan of what to do with her. What to do with her. They have a place they need to go. They have a place they need to take her. But also they have a bunch of course, a bunch of baddies who are after them, after her, who try to stop them. Along the way, along the way, there's just so much that I feel like I can't do this movie justice. I feel like I feel like all I can say really is go watch it. It is the best Wolverine movie. It is the best X-Men movie, despite the fact that it is not really an X-Men movie. It's part of that universe, but it's so far apart from that universe. That itself makes it one of the most unique movies we've seen ever. And then the story that it pulls from, Old Man Logan plus X-23, it's a match made in heaven. It works so well. It is a movie that is the perfect exit for a beloved character, a character that's been around for some people's entire lives. Imagine being a kid watching X-Men for the first time, and then as you grow older, you keep seeing the Wolverine, you keep recognizing Wolverine, you keep cheering for the Wolverine, and then now he has to go, he has to ride off into the sunset, leave us all behind, never to come back, and you have to deal with that. This is entirely a movie dealing with that. The whole point of the movie is dealing with the fact that this is it. This is it for Logan. This is it for Wolverine. This is it for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. This is it for X-Men as we know it, really. I mean, sure, the first class, first class stylish, the kind of alternate timeline that springboarded off First Class / Days of Future Past, that's still there. They're still gonna do their own thing, but now we're entering a new era, a new post, X-Men era, and it's exciting. It's thrilling. It's absolutely terrifying, actually, as well, because what are they gonna do? And again, it's sad because Hugh Jackman, because Wolverine will not be there anymore, and it's just, I'm sort of gushing while being vague at the same time, but when I start talking about this movie, I'm just overwhelmed by a lot of emotions, and all I can really say is watch it for yourselves, love it, just love it, hold it very close to your heart, because this is an end of an era for a lot of things, but it's also a beginning of another era for a lot of things, and it is absolutely beautiful. And that's it for 2017. We've taken the look at the worst, at the ones I should have watched instead of the worst, and at the best. I'm not doing this format again. I hated doing the top 10 worst. I just hate it. I like to talk about what I think about the movie and just generally plot it on the graph, or on the scale of where it ranks in terms of the movies I've watched over the year, than to have to sit there and come up with all the reasons why it's in that particular spot on my top 10 worst lists, And it was a lot much more fun to talk about top 10 best, but the same thing. I didn't say, this is why it's on my best. No, I just talked about why I love the movie so much, why they're so amazing, what they made me feel, think, if I wanted, how much I should say, I wanted to come back and watch them again, that sort of stuff. Quick few little things. So Day of the Dead is called, turns out, Dia de Muertos, or sometimes Dia de los Muertos, either or, I suppose. It's Chris Pine, not Chris Pratt, playing Steve Trevor. Wow. And Daphne Keane, the X-23. Again, hoping Disney keeps her on retainer, keeps her on the backbench, just keeps her there in the back of their minds when they try to come up with new things for X-Men. With that out of the way, I'm glad 2017 is over. It's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy busy year. It's been a crazy fun year too. But I'm done. I'm ready to let it go. Bring on 2018. Bring on Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, bring on, well, Jumanji for me as well, because I missed out on watching this year. Uh, Bring on, I guess, the X-Men. Bring on the Dark Phoenix. Bring on the horror movie, horror like house, like haunted house themed New Mutants they're going for whatever reason. Bring all that on. I'm ready. I'm ready to go for it. So, with all that, Happy New Year. Let's hope the next one is even better.